Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. In Proverbs 25, verse 19, it says, "Trusting an unreliable person in a difficult time is like a rotten tooth or a faltering foot." There's been many times in my life where I've had people in my life that I've given opportunities to interact in my life. We've done things together. They've promised to follow through, and I know, because I've interacted with them so often, that when something comes up, if it's critical, then I have to ask somebody else. But if it's something that can wait, or something that it's not going to be critical, that it doesn't get done, then I'm happy to ask them for help and give them the opportunity to step up. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Kind of like I have a bad knee, and many times I'll be riding, I'll get off the bike, and I got no problems at all. I'm good to go. But there are times where when I get off the bike, I step down and I know the knee's not there. It's the reason I carry a cane on the motorcycle, right? I have that backup support. I can't trust the knee 100% of the time, and I have to have something there. It would be like if you were in a club and you had a brother who had a motorcycle that just didn't run well. And he's a hang-around. He's not really part of your club. And so you know that it's good for 2 or 3 miles from one bar to the next, from one house to the next. But if you're going to be making a run and running hard, he's probably going to break down. That's just the condition of his bike. So what do you do in those occasions where you know you need to run and run hard? The reality is you ask him to stay home. Because if you don't, then you take up part of your crew to stay with him, broke down on the side of the road, to get him back home. And it gets in the way of the time of fellowship. There are times in our lives where we have to recognize this is a moment where only the trustworthy can be called on. It's critical right now. We can't wait. But we also have to recognize those times in our lives where it's not an emergency, it can wait, and if they falter in your life, then it's okay, because it's just giving them one more chance to succeed. You see, it's our job to grow those people into trustworthy people. Evaluate each and every situation, and the ones that, while you may not consider them the most trustworthy, know they can do the work. Those are the ones that get the non-emergency work. And as they become trustworthy in those non-emergency things, and they become the people that can get the work done, and you've ridden with someone for a while and their bike was a mess, but they've done the work on the bike and it's running well, you might test them on a little bit longer of a run. If it breaks down, well, then you know you still can't let them go on the hard runs. But if it handles well and they excel, and then you bring them up, right? And so this is how we grow the people around us. But it's also growing us, because we're learning what is critical now and what is something to look for later. It's something that you need to do in your own life. The problem is, those that are less trustworthy, we often discard because we don't have time for it. I've been guilty of that myself. But the reality is, I'm not growing if I'm not letting them grow either. Something to think about today. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. God bless.